All right, man, Mr. Martin 405 back with another video, which just seemed like I just recorded a video, which I got, like I said, a whole lot of footage coming, man. But in this video, man, I'll be showing y'all in case you needed to replace or repair your headlight motor on a C4 Corvette, which mine is an 88. This is my current situation, pulling all this stuff apart, which I have content to what's going on here and what I'm doing. But on the passenger side, as you can see, what I did over there was I just bought a new motor, which I want to say it was like either 69 or 79 bucks. Decided to go a little bit different route with this side, which it still works and headlight goes up and down, but it just keeps spinning after it goes up or after it goes down. So there's just a constant spinning. So I feel like the gears in there are getting a little bit wore out. So instead of waiting the motor to actually go out, figured I would try something different, actually repair this one instead of buying a new one. I'll link in the description the parts that I got from Amazon, how much those were, all that good stuff. But I'll get on pulling this light out. I was actually gonna just pull the motor, but I think it'll be easier if I pull the whole setup. So pull that, show you what it is that you gotta pull out in order to get this done. Just like that, got it. So what you're gonna wanna do, which I wanna have that set up while I do that and have to fast forward the video, is just a couple bolts, man, you gotta take out. You got 10mm bolts, so you got two here. You got one here. Get you a little bit more light here. You have one here, so that's a 10mm. And then you have a 13mm that is over here. And this bracket comes off, bracket right here, that 13mm, and that screws on the other side. And then you got two 10mm bolts right down there. Once you get that off, get those bolts out, then all you got to do is just unplug your harness. You got your light off. Once you get your light off, this is what you're left with. So this, of course, is my light. Of course, I got my different lights in there. I'll throw in the cards up there, me installing these lights. And if I haven't already had a description where I bought these and what I had to go through to get them installed, there's a different wiring harness that you have to install to get these to work. If not, the voltage is off. So like I said, I'll throw that up in the description there if you guys want to check out that video if you're thinking about changing out your lights. But yeah, so got that joint out, which now I can just disassemble the motor here, get that pulled off, which looks like just a couple screws there. So I get that pulled off, so that way I can pull these couple screws. Look like just held on by these two screws, which looks like about a 7 or an 8mm, and then get those gears changed. Well, they may actually be down in there. Either way, I get it figured out for y'all, man. So then that way you can jump right into it, get the job knocked out, get your headlight back on, and then keep it moving. You know what I mean? So then that way you're not spending more time trying to figure things out. That's why I'm here to make this content, man. So then therefore, if y'all got answers about how to do certain things, y'all can check out this content and then see what it is that you got to do. Therefore, there's no questions. You're not trying to figure things out. So let me get this motor off of here and then we'll keep the footage. All right. So you got these T screws, other big ones, and then you got this flat one. I'll show you where all these come from. So the regular ones, you got two that are here, so they would hold this in spin that back around. We'll hold these in over here on this side, back over here. So you got to pull those two. It's one on this side. So that's 3. And then to get this to move, to get to this one, because then this bracket will be in your way of getting this screw out. Down off in there. I don't know if you see where that hole is down. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Down off in there. I can get that to focus. There we go. There's where that flat T-screw is. You got to pull that out in order to get to this bracket. Then you can move that kind of freely to get to this screw down here to get that out. Now once you get excuse me, those 4 screws out and you're able to kind of spin this around, it's one more piece holding this in. That's going to be this piece here. Now in order to get this out, see how that hole is there? I just got me a very small, you can use a Phillips or a flathead, either or. I'm using a Phillips, one of the very small ones. And you got to knock that out and then pull that out, and then this assembly should come off of there. So let me get that. All right, so we got our pin out of there. If you're taking your little small screwdriver and you're tapping that through there and it doesn't seem like it wants to be coming out of one end, just go ahead and tap the other side and get it to come through there. That pin basically holds the motor on through here, which it basically slides back through here, and then you have this little keeper, which I'll show you this one. So basically your pin is here is what you're knocking out, because that other little piece that comes in here, that pin holds that in there, of course keeping your motor on here with all your screws. And then this little piece is what helps flip the light up when your motor spins, because it spins all of this whole bracket. So once you get that knocked out, then your little beam that comes through here and sits in this house, and with this pin securing it, should slide out once you get your screws and all of that out. And then what you're left with is just your motor and of course your wiring harness, which you're also going to want to do is, it's basically just wrapped around these, tucks on that side, runs across, tucks on the back side there, tucks there, and then this little keeper, which I'll show you here, it basically snaps and holds it on there. This is the back of it. You'll undo this part first. Just get a little small screwdriver, pry that up. This part will come back, and then you may have to take a screwdriver and get these other 2 sides. And then once you get that off, then you can unhook your harness and all of that stuff to completely disassemble your motor. Now I just got to disassemble the motor, get my new gears and all of that good stuff in there. Let me see if I brought that out here. Don't think I did. Let me grab that. So this here is my gear repair kit. Of course, it comes with your big gear and then all of your other pieces to get in there, which I'll show you all this process here in a second. All right, man, got it tore down, got it cleaned out. Looked pretty bad in here. I probably should have showed that before I got it clean, but just took a brush to it, got it all out of here. The old thing here, the bushings got pretty ate up, which there are some bushings that come with the new one. Just slide them in these slots and slide it back in there. This is what the new one looks like. So bushings are in there. If I can get that to slide out so I can see what it looks like. All right, so see your little bushings go in here. The little one's got chewed up, which is what all this is down here. So I'll put some grease in here, keep those things active. Put the new piece on there, grease the inside, get it back together. Alright, so it's the new one, the old one. Again, that's excuse me. Not only the chewed up gears kind of on the side, but more or less those bushings, and then it just continually grinding. Of course, that's the new one. A little grease in there, got that back together. And now I just need to kind of grease this up in here, get all that back in, get my washers back in as well. All right, man, so we got it back together. Now we just need to reassemble Let's get it. All right, so doing some motor work, don't mind that. Got all my headlights back together, got the motors rebuilt, or should I say motor rebuilt, completely restored that one, or should I say bought that one complete, and then rebuilt this one. The problem I had with this one was after I either let it up or let it down, it would just keep spinning and spinning and spinning. So now that I have that rebuilt, there's no more spinning. Stops when it's supposed to. Pops up, goes down. Good to go.